Hey everyone, it's Abby and welcome back to the channel. For today's video, I want to show you my process of how I managed to turn my trip into pages inside my travel journal. I'd love to show you some tips and ideas on how I'm able to not only compile everything that I've collected throughout the trip, but also tell a story through photos, through words, and through the experience that I've had during my trip to London. This is the Traveler's Notebook system, and inside I have my MD paper cream refill. Right now it doesn't have enough stickers yet, but usually it's packed with stickers and it's very customized for every particular city or trip that I'm doing. So yeah, this is my first travel journal insert for this year, and I do hope you enjoy. I'm going to be sharing some tips, and I'm turning you over to voiceover Abby to tell you more. I am more or less halfway filled up with my travel journal, but in order for me to get started, I usually take out the insert from the cover just so I have a better grip on the surface. Apart from that, I took a lot of notes on my plotter. This is the Plotter Narrow, and I have a couple of pages there that has a list of everything that I did during my trip. So I use it a lot as a reference point to figure out how I want to document and also to know what happened. So I would say this is kind of like a written report of my trip. One of the first things I noticed while walking the streets of London was that a lot of things were predominantly in this red color, bright red color. So I added this particular color onto my journal spreads. I think it's a great visual way to tell the story of being in London. One great example is also in Berlin. A lot of things like public transport are in yellow. So that's something also that really visually shows you what a city looks like through color. There was no doubt that I would allot a page or two for museums, so this is my designated museum spread. On the left hand, we have notes from the Postal Museum, and I also attached some postal related elements to the page. This is actually what I did during the workshop demo. That's why the spread is already put together like that. On the right hand side were impressions from the visit to the London Transport Museum. I want to say this was one of my trip highlights, like entering a real life Pinterest board, and I'm always in awe of these experiences because getting to see designs in person, for example, old tickets, ephemera, posters, all these graphics, as an artist, it really allows me to create more ideas and spark curiosity and be able to use that and translate that in a way into how I create and how I work. I actually tore this portion off of the menu because it was exactly what I ordered at Flatiron, and I knew I wanted to document that because it was one of the best steaks I've had. For my ephemera page, I really played around with the colors that were available to me, and I just love all the pops of color from all the packaging that I collected, not just for food, but also items that I bought and also some stickers that I received. I thought it was the best way to incorporate everything in this spread. On our first day in London, we actually did a whole shopping trip, but I wanted to save some of my favorites for this particular spread. and because the colors were predominantly in this kind of craft and black situation, I just used that as a baseline to incorporate everything else. Had so much fun at the movement shop. Actually, the tag that you see there is from this cap that I bought. We also grabbed coffee afterwards, so that's my excuse to stick on a coffee sticker on the spread, because there's also a photo of me and Gabs there. So in a way, it kind of made sense color-wise, visuals-wise, story-wise, and I think it was a very chef's kiss moment when I found these movement tapes that my friend Michelle gave me, because I thought they would just be a good fit to wrap up the whole spread. Visiting Present and Correct was one of my other trip highlights. I did have a lot of highlights, and this bookmark that you see here, I used it as a frame, and it really established how I would decorate the page, and I think it ties everything really, really well together. When I saw this gold sticker, I knew it had to be the frame for when I watched Hamilton. I think the colors just really made a lot of sense, and I wrote in song lyrics. I want to say I like all the songs in Hamilton, but the catchiest one is probably the Schuyler Sisters one. So that's what I wrote there, and this experience was, I could not even put it into words, but I just truly love watching a musical live. It is simply a very unforgettable experience and something that lives in my head rent-free. I also wanted to add in some little moments that made me enjoy London. It's really these like in-betweens where you just walk around the city, slowly observe how you are and how you navigate a new place, and spending that amount of time being able to see how the trip progresses is always a great way to observe and document about, and that's something I always try to do when I journal and also catch up on my pages. I also got to work and meet with Barbara of Miso Paper, and this was something I wanted to commemorate, as well as this was the reason I was able to go to London, and I think it is something worth documenting. Personally, sometimes I don't really catch myself, but these are things I actually get to do as part of my job, and it's truly an honor to be able to teach and share ideas and meet some of you. It's also not every day that I got to see my book in person, especially in Europe and in the UK, so I had to print out that photo and commemorate that as well. A lot of the extra ephemera actually went into this particular page because I am already like towards the end of documenting, and something that I also wanted to treasure is the fact that I got to spend a week with one of my favorite people, Gabs, and this really deepened our friendship. I always think what a beautiful experience to be able to travel with a friend and enjoy and explore and just have a great time. I finally managed to get this orange ticket from the National Rail because I was wondering where to get this one in particular, and I wanted to commemorate and have like a little goodbye page. Obviously, there's a see you soon because yes, I'm coming back to the UK. I might as well use up my 6-month tourist visa, but I actually cut that up from Flatiron's card, and I just wanted to write out a recap of how the trip went. I don't think I saw this more as a holiday. It was really a work trip, and holiday was sprinkled in between, but I really had a great time. Maybe next time I go back to the UK, I'll probably have my proper holiday, but for now it was really a great experience and I really had an amazing time. If you'd like to see a more in-depth process, this is all on my Patreon for the journal and mail tier. I also have the photos of these particular journal pages as well as a bonus journal with me video where I organize all the ephemera and tell you exactly how I decided on creating these spreads. So thank you so much for watching this video. I do hope you picked up some tips and ideas, especially now that it is summer and it is the perfect time to travel and explore and document your trips. I find that the biggest buffer I have with like time is every time the trip ends, I always have a tendency to want to finish it within the week that I'm back, but this one was a rare case because I just had so many things going on once I returned to Berlin after the trip. So at the most, I was starting to update this like by mid-June. There's one tip I'm going to tell you. You don't have to sit and finish every single page in one sitting. I definitely take time out to do pages here and there. I think the catch is once you have all your materials laid out on your desk, it just becomes easier to like, I am in this momentum, I am ready, my mindset is all set, I'm going to be journaling, and that's pretty much how I go through it. And I think another thing that also helps me is if I know I'm going to another trip soon, which I'm going to another trip soon in early July, which I'll tell you more about in a future video. I'm very excited about it. But when I know that there's an upcoming trip, I have to make sure this trip is like all done. I'm done documenting. I'm on to the next one. I'm ready. Because otherwise the backlog just starts to pick up and I just... It's very stressful to be honest, because if you already have felt like, okay, I know I'm gonna journal about this, I'm going to update my pages, I collected all the ephemera, I think doing it is really, really crucial into making it like, there will be a sense of fulfillment after, so I think you should make sure to put that in mind. I'm also gonna link relevant videos down below. I made a video on how to complete a travel journal last year when I went to LA, and all the travel journaling inspiration and ideas that you need in terms of from my YouTube channel, I will link them down below as well. Don't know, I have a book on travel journaling. This is The Art of the Travel Journal. It turns 3 years old this year. So inside we have tips and tricks on how to chronicle your adventures through different formats. I also talk about my documenting process here because before I did all this collage work, I was also illustrating. I tried a lot of mediums to really get to this point as to how I do my travel journals. And a few more things. So I designed a PET tape. It's also travel themed. It's entitled Capture Everything. It's exclusively available at Miso Paper. So here is a peek at the PET tape. And I do hope you check it out. I will link it down below as well. I actually have my last round of workshops for this summer. So it will be in San Francisco for the San Francisco International Pen Show. It's my 3rd year participating. This year, we're doing it a little different. It's going to be a class on everyday journaling with fountain pens. I'm gonna put the poster here so you can see. It's in collaboration with Sailor North America, Travelers Company USA, and Everyday Explorers Co. Make sure to check out the link down below or head to abbc.com/sfpenshow to know more about the workshop and to sign up for tickets. I also have a Skillshare class if you are not able to attend my workshops in person. So my Skillshare class is all about everyday journaling, 5 creative ways to document your life. It's up on Skillshare. I do have a link down below for a free trial of Skillshare in case you'd like to take my class and build the habit of journaling. I hope this video gave you also some motivation to update or to organize your journal however you see fit. So let me know if you have any concerns. I'd love to tackle them and also share with you some ideas on how to navigate them. Thank you so much again for watching. Have a lovely rest of your summer. I'll see you probably next week or the week after, but I do have a lot of fun videos lined up this summer. I am busy, but I am busy also queuing up videos to make sure that I am here on YouTube still. So take care everyone, always be creating, and I'll see you soon. Bye!